الله اکبر الله اکبر و رحمت الله و با صلوات بر شیطان رجیم امریکای جنایتکار باید شد که ما این آیات شریفه را از یادمون برود و دیگر نتوانیم به درستی و به واژه درسته این کلمات رو به جا بیاوریم. دندونم هم افتاد، خیلی ضایع شد مهندس. آقا ما تصمیم گرفتیم که از اون وقت صورتمون رو توی این ویدیوها نشون بدیم. گفتیم که بالاخره این خانمای محترم هستن، بالاخره خب خیلی ماشاءالله لایک میگیرن و چیز میگیرن، هی آرایش. گفتیم ما حالا یه صورت نشون بدیم، شاید یکی از ما خوشش اومد، به هر حال حالا خوشش اومد بعدش اومد، بالاخره اینا به یک نحوی یه توجهی بهمون شد. این کلا دیگه مفهوم قضیه اینه. بگذاریم البته من شیطان الرجیم، بازم خداوند انشالله که بازم آیه های شیطانی رو از ما دور بکنه. بنده شریف اصلا خدمتتون که ببخشید من انقدر نزدیکم به چیز، به خاطر اینکه ما همیشه در حال حرکت هستیم. یک جای من یه ذره فاصله بگم که خودم از خودم خندم میگیره. این آخر قضیه است. نمیدونی آدم اینقدر تو ذهنش چیزا هستش، هیچ کس هم بهتر از خودتو نمیشناسه دیگه، درسته؟ بهترین کسی که شما رو میشناسه خود شما هستی دیگه، درسته؟ یه مشت جوک و از اینجور ببخشید از این اشعار در ذهن ما زیاد هستن. anyways بگذاریم. I am in full of the satanic land, this America, the satanic America. What can I do? This is they told me well, see, the problem is with this Iranian passport, you just don't have much rooms to go anywhere. Today is, I believe it's September 24th, 2018, yes. September 20th, hold on, let me find that. You guys are like, you nigga, you don't even know what day is today, man. What's up with your ass, nigga? Where y'all living at? What's going on around here? So yeah, man, so this is the story for now. And you know, one thing about this fucking America is that you always incriminate, like you always look, people are so suspicious of each other, like there's no sense of community, a communal spot, a communal place, there's no such a thing as basically a society, and everybody has their own thing, you know, the best I can remember, I don't know, like, okay, so I remember this one episode of Futurama. It was so fucking funny. You know, there's a part where basically this dude, he asked Bender, he says, Bender, I'm looking for a place to stay tonight, where can I stay? He says, oh, you can come over to my apartment. It's like, oh, okay. And they go to his apartment, and basically it's just a one like little small enough spot for Bender, which is a robot, just so he can just fucking, how do you say that? He's like pull out his batteries or whatever, so he can just crash there. You know what I mean? And then Nick goes like, so there's no space for me. Where am I gonna sleep? He says, oh, you can sleep in the closet. And then your closet is just like a really big room that he has, so he goes and sleeps in the closet. that's just funny because like it's so bad that people are willing to have just even a little small spot to themselves, but being away from other people. Now, if you actually talk to these people, they might actually have very good reasoning behind their behavior patterns, but that's another story. Anyways, long story short, I just couldn't help myself. I really wanted, kind of, you know, sometimes you feel like a little groovy, you want to make some recording, something, you want to talk to the world about something, you know. So I just couldn't help myself, you know, especially ever since 2 days ago, where this son of a bitch Uber, for out of no reason, fucking shit, man. Man, it's crazy, man, especially in this country, man. All you have to do is just make a comment, make an accusation. All it takes. And, you know, like, I'm from Iran. It's funny is that we used to always say, when we grew up in Iran, we said, you know what, we should migrate to some European or some, you know, America or Canada, some Western advanced country, because, you know, in those places, like, we said that basically, okay, so they will not hold you guilty till proven. So basically, you're innocent till you're proven. Till proven guilty. Now, no, the reality in this country is that that's exactly the opposite. You are guilty in this country till proven otherwise, especially when it comes to certain things that has to do with perhaps, you know, sexual assault, rape, that kind of things of that nature, you know what I'm saying? I mean, you know, it's just crazy, you know, and it's just insane, man. Man, I wish I could open one of these Starbucks stores, man. You son of a bitch, Starbucks, man. I'm sorry, man. I am mad at everything, man. You know, I have to tell you, man, I am very, very mad because, you know, I have $70,000 worth of student loans, and my credit sucks, man. I can't get anything whatsoever to try to fucking put some money together, perhaps to do anything, and I mean literally anything. And you know, I just basically making $3,000-4,000 here in America does not really do you much, you know. Yeah. So anyways, yeah, I mean, I wish I could open a Starbucks, some kind of random place, man, and it would help out a lot. Can you believe that? People would spend like $5, maybe around $4-5, a few times a day. We're not just talking about one time or twice, you know. A few times a day spends here or there, you know, money fucking to just buy products from Starbucks, you know, and that just, to me, it's just astonishing. You know, there's nothing wrong with enjoying yourself. Life is about pleasure, but it's funny that you have all these people in this country that are so well-to-do and they have tons of money, and you have so many people, I'm not talking about other countries, in this very country who are literally starving. Like, they just don't have the means, the minimum means of having a little life to themselves. This gets you and hurts you so bad when you see that, and you see somebody spends $5 on a fucking some kind of a latte or some crappy shit like that. To me, that's devastation, you know. I'm sorry, I can't just see that, you know. No, when I go to Starbucks, I'm sorry, the only time I go to Starbucks is 2 instances I go to Starbucks. One, if my phone, something happens, I totally Wi-Fi, I need Wi-Fi. Or if there's some girl I need to, you know, act like, you know, like a human being, and try to take her to the Starbucks and sit down and try to act like we are civilized people and so forth. These are 2 instances I go to this fucking son of a bitch Starbucks. Otherwise, I will never end up in Starbucks. How are you, sir? Good morning, brother. How's everything? Good, man. Good. Nothing in this world is more valuable and pleasing than a beautiful smile. And that is even if it comes from a man who, talk about myself. Actually, I'm sorry, I have to take this back. No, what I'm trying to say is as an Iranian who grew up in Iran and in Tehran, and I hardly believe I ran into any black man for the most part when I was in Tehran. Later on, when I traveled to Yazd, you know, I happened to come across some black Persians who, you know, I don't know if you're aware of this or not. Basically, going back to the history, you know, Persians, we don't know. Well, here's the thing. Okay, so I want to make a statement, but I want to be making a valid statement. Here's the thing. We don't know if slavery was abolished and illegal throughout the Persian Empire, or at least within the whole Persian mainland. What we do know is that we can't find any evidence of Persians owning slaves. There are a few documented scripts or, how do you say, you know, writings or things that basically give a notion that apparently some of the people who were part of the Persian Empire, like Babylonians, they were trading slaves. There were also some documents that basically says that, you know, there was some notion, something that comes close to the notion of slavery was somewhat in practice in Persia. That is basically, like, one thing I can say is that let's say you were out of money and you had no means of supporting yourself. So what would you do is that you would go to a man who perhaps he has the means of supporting you, and you would say, you know what, I will do some work for you, and in exchange, you know, he would provide you with a housing, with food, and so forth. So but the thing about it is that the whole thing was that at will. There was no such a thing as, you know, being binded into some kind of contractual basis where you had perpetually you're considered like a slave, and because of your debt, your color skin, you know, whatever, you had to live with that kind of scenery for the rest of your life. No, we don't know about that. At least that's the thing. They have not found any documents or anything that attests to that. So saying that Persians never held slaves could be an accurate statement, and could partially not be an accurate statement. The thing is that we don't know. We have no ways to prove that they did. So anyways, here's what I'm trying to get. Really towards the 18th century, well, mainly after the Muslim conquest and the fact that the Muslims, they were trading slaves, they brought many African slaves to Persian Gulf area, you know, Arabs, and some of them, they happened to, you know, roam around, ended up in Persia, and really towards, if you will, 18th century, 19th century, having slaves in within families in Iran, rich families, especially the courts, became somewhat popular. But historically speaking, Persians, and especially the pre-Islamic period, like I said, seems like there was no such a thing, really, at least to the common definition, a notion that slavery you might have. Anyways, so what I wanted to tell you is that yes, I did run into some black men who they were actually Persian. Yeah, they're totally Iranian. They speak Farsi very good. They just, you know, they're black. That's all it is. I'm sorry, it's just so what I'm trying to say is it's not that I was necessarily prejudiced. No, there was no such a thing. It's just I'd never seen that many black people in my life. And I love the fact that I'm so thankful to God that, you know, I bear no prejudice or anything, and I love it. A black man is the same to me as a white man, and nothing's more beautiful than a smile. And you know, it's something that, yeah, excuse me, I might actually have to say this. I actually ran to a lady who, excuse me, happened to be in the business of, you know, what's the best way to say this? You know, body sharing, you know, the energy renewal. I'm sorry to say this, but, and I had a hard time initially believe that she was actually, excuse me, a prostitute. However, she had the most beautiful, genuine smile on her face that totally, like, really bypassed every bias or every kind of negative or thought that you might have attached to the fact that she was a prostitute. Do you like my eyeballs? See, they can't even get bigger. Oprah Winfrey is not the only one who can do it. I can do it too. No, you know, and I totally didn't mind being friends with her. Like, it's just so charismatic and so warm that you just can't help yourself. You're just so drawn to the person. Anyways, and especially when it happens to be a woman. Anyway, man, moving on. As always, moving on. It's good to run into you, man. It's good to talk to you, man. I always enjoy talking to you guys. Can you believe, man, this Florida, man? There's all these places that are gated. They're not communities. They're gated, like, how do you say that? They're gated neighborhoods and segments of this Florida. That's what it is. It's not that just like, you know, there's a gate and there's a security guard that might be even armed, and they check your ID, or you have to have a pass to get in. And yeah, and it's just a huge, massive neighborhood. I'm sorry, I just can't help myself. You know, for some reason, it's just intuitively, it's just something about it. I just want to pull this camera close to myself, and I apologize for the inconvenience. I know after all you're not very interested to see my face anyways, as long as you can hear me. Oh, I think that's the main thing. You know, I'm thinking of the speaker, and I'm thinking, like, you know, I have to hold this close to my face so you can hear what I'm saying. Yeah, that's what it is. Yeah. So anyways, man, this is the highlights of my day. It's just really about, roughly about 7 o'clock in the morning, you know, and man, I want to immigrate out of this country. No, really. I've been trying to do this for a long time, man. For a variety of reasons. Numero uno. This son of a gun, man. Oh, man, you don't know, man. These people are sick, man. These guns. And you know what? If you talk to a man who is pro-guns in America, you know what he would tell you? He would say, oh, guns don't kill, you know, it's the people who pull the trigger and so forth. And I'm like, you know what, you're right. You are right. You know, when I think about it, you're absolutely right about this. Because, you know, the guns don't kill. You're right about that. It's the people. But you know what? It's the false sense of jackasticness and boldness that possession of a gun gives you, that at some point, you know, give you the frickish, what's the word for it? Should I say the liberty and, well, the liberty, to feel so liberal to actually utilize your gun. That's one thing about it. Yeah, that's what causes it, because you know, it's this false sense of power, you know, and the fact that you feel like you're on top of the world. Now, there's nothing wrong with being on top of the world in a more, perhaps, as far as knowledge, intelligence, education, that is basically human capital, or even wealth even. Hey man, as much as I hate idiots who feel like, you know, because they have money, they're better than other people, but Baba, it's okay, man, no problem. Don't do shit to people, don't try to fuck with people, don't try to hurt people one way or another, man. No problem, man. It's okay, man. Have money and feel good about yourself, and it's okay. Feel other people are shittier than you, Baba, it's no problem. Like we say in Persian, man, "Ma gozashtim," we will let it go, man, no problem. But no, man, this huge phenomena, this, can you believe, man? I live in Florida, but I think it's kind of similar here in Miami too. But I was in Jacksonville, man. Jacksonville is the shittiest place I've been to. Well, literally every other block there's a gun shop, and they have like machine guns. It's not a joke, dude. They have machine guns, they sell them, and I don't know what they say and all that. That doesn't stand a chance. You know, they tell you, oh, you have to show that, you know, you don't have any criminal background. You have to show that, you know, basically you have some. Apparently they started making some kind of a database of people who have some kind of a psychiatric problem, which I totally don't understand how that really plays into it. Because people who, if you don't know about this is also an important thing to talk about. And this is one other thing that I hate about, you know, the word hate is not a proper word. I can't hate anything. I'm not able to hate anybody or anything. This is the problem. Because when you hate things, you actually, perhaps not necessarily in a violent way, but in a way you start acting up on something. So hate, if it's properly addressed, is not necessarily a bad thing, because there's a reason for everything, okay? And it's a natural, well, it's not a pretty feeling. You know, it's funny, I'm Zoroastrian, and you know the word anger, it comes from Anger Menu, which is Zoroaster basically puts out two kinds of what's the word for it? How do you explain this? Zoroaster speaks of two powers within the man. He speaks Sepanto Menu and Angra Menu. Basically, Sepanto Menu is the force of goodness and the power of goodness, and Angra Menu is the satanic or demonic thing that causes trouble and precarious problem, and that's where the word anger comes from. So it's not necessarily a good thing. And I'm not sure if I should say hatred is a good thing to have, but that's another subject. I'm not able to have it, but however, I do dislike it and I despise it, and it's a problem. What was I gonna say? Shit, I forgot what I want to tell you. Yeah, the fact that people are so stupid. When they get to each other, they can't even say hi or give a little smile or some shit. You know, what the fuck is wrong with you, man? Your parents, your mama didn't teach you. You have to make some kind of a eye contact or some kind of a fucking gesture or something with people when you pass them by. No, dude. Why would I want to do that? You don't even look like a terrorist. Man, I went to Canada, man. I tried to go to Canada, man. This is 3 years ago, man. First thing they said to me, the guy said, how much money you have on you? I said, I have $400. He said, well, how long you gonna stay here in Canada? I said, well, really, about 3 weeks. He says, where are you staying? Well, I'm going to my cousin's house. He says, okay, I'm sorry, you don't have enough money. $400 is not enough to support yourself. You know. You would think that would be the end of the story, and at that point you would say, okay, I'm sorry, I have to send you back to America. No, that's not where it went. We ended up having a nice 2-hour conversation where at some point, I don't even want to remember what happened and tell you. Is one thing I can't tell you. The man looked in my face, straight in my eyes, and he said, you are trying to lose trace from FBI, and that's why you're coming to Canada and you're trying to go and join the Syrian camp. There's a fucking female bitch who's the woman at the border, and 5 times in a different way she said to me, she said, do you ever intend to visit Syria? And I'm looking at her and I'm like, well, I don't know what to tell this woman. You know, should I just tell her no to be politically proper here and avoid any trouble? Or realistically, I don't know, maybe at some point in my life something will happen that somehow, even by force, my ass would be dragged into Syria. You know what I mean? How do I know for a fact if ever I'm gonna end up in Syria or not, you know? Come on, man, you have these countries where at some point, like Vietnam or South Korea, not too long ago, they were just shitholes. And, well, Vietnam still was a shithole anyways, but like South Korea, it's a whole different world. It's the second best passport in the world after Singapore. Funny, right? These Asian countries actually have better passport power than some, like really, this son of a bitch, UK or America. Anyways, that's another story, but you know, I don't know how things are gonna be. So, but either way, I told her, no, I'm not going there. This is what I did tell her. I said, no, I don't think so. I said, no, I don't think I'm going to Canada. But 5 times, man, 5 times. She just paraphrased herself, basically. 5 times in a different way. She said, do you ever wanting to go to Canada? Excuse me, to Syria at some point. I said, no, ma'am, I'm not going to Canada, man. I'm from Iran. This is an Iranian passport I have in my hand. I want to go to Iran. I'm coming here to Canada to see my cousin. I'll be here 3 weeks. In 3 weeks, I will get money. I will buy my ticket. I will be rolling out. I will go into Iran. And then you start thinking. You go like, huh? What is really the difference between Iran and the image I've seen in Iran versus here, America or Canada? You know, this is the part that really gets your attention, you know. Sorry. No, man, you know, Iran is a dictatorship, but yeah. I love this man, this Sasha called Baron Cohen. He said, this is a lot of tragic incidents happened this year. So many people lives were lost. Saddam died, Gaddafi died, Dick Cheney. Seriously, man, it's a fucking bullshit, man. So, man, oh man, you know, you get treated like shit everywhere. Every time I come to this fucking country, I go out, I want to come back, this Homeland Security, man. It's just so many stupidest, random, most irrelevant, just out of fun. Literally, I feel like out of fun, they start asking you questions that I don't even know what to answer. I just have to literally just play it dumb, which I'm not good at it. I'm not good at playing things dumb. And I'm sorry, it gets me, you know. And, anyways, that's another topic to talk about, man. But it was nice having conversation with you people, man. Sorry. That's it, man. Yes, I'm sorry. I cannot be any more delightful than what I already tried to be. Have a good day. It's one thing I hate about this world is that people are so cold, man. You know, it's always so hard about, you know, being friendly. nice to people, waving at each other, saying hi to each other. You know, what is so hard about this? I don't understand. It will kill you, you know. Oh, I'm sorry. You know what? While I'm at this, I need to tell you this. This is, you know, I'm only saying this because I'm just want to say it because it's really not nothing to mention. As a matter of fact, the best way to handle such a thing is really to just not talk about it, because when you start talking about things, somehow it will create a trend. And how do you say that? It's just so because it's just stupid. But I will tell you what happened. It might be interesting for you to know. Okay, you know, yesterday I happened to be walking, and yeah, this is very interesting. I've been trying to learn Spanish for the last 10 years, basically. So, you know, typically in America, people are so fucking cold and son of a bitch. When you start talking to them in English, a lot of times they actually tell you, sorry, oh, I don't speak English, no, I'm sorry, I don't speak Spanish. Okay, no problem, thank you very much, have a good day. Alright, now, I'm trying to find somebody to ask them the word for morning. I read that, you know, I use this app. It's called SpanishDick.com, and every day they will put a word out there. And it's very similar to my experience with Oxford Advanced Learners that I had, and it was beautiful. And this Spanish Dick is it's an awesome, man. It's awesome. The problem is I have nobody to speak with. Otherwise, I can show you that my Spanish would have improved so drastically over time. Anyways, that's another story. So I remember this was said Masarena, something like that. And all of a sudden I was like, you know what, let me ask somebody, some Spanish person who looks like Hispanic or something, and make an action. So anyways, I ran into one guy. He said, do you speak Spanish? I said, no, very little, not really. I said, oh, okay. I saw another woman. She looked totally Spanish. I guess what she was actually, she was Puerto Rican. But here's what she told me. She said, oh, I don't speak it. It's just that my parents from Puerto Rico. She doesn't talk like that. She speaks with some version of an American accent. But anyways, I'm just trying to accentuate it. So anyways, she said no, her parents from Puerto Rico. She can understand, but she can't speak it. And all said and done, that's a whole different story. So I said, yeah, it's funny, man, you know, just so long, you know, always I'm trying to give, when you need something, you need to ask some direction or something, you ask people, you want to talk to them, they say we don't speak English. Now I'm trying to speak somebody Spanish, which happens to be a lot of them, especially here in Miami. And now they're saying you don't speak Spanish. It's funny, whenever you need something you can't find it. If you want to speak in English, somebody, oh sorry, you don't speak English. If you want to speak, what the fuck? Anyways, let me tell you what's really what I want to tell you. Alright, so at some point I'm having a discussion with this woman, and she's not pretty or anything, which doesn't matter. I don't think you know, beauty is just a very shallow, superficial thing. Not that I would not appreciate or I wouldn't like beauty, or that would be a plus basically, but really what matters is inside, you know. Anyways, moving on. So I started talking to her, and I said, are you married? I told to this lady. She said, oh no, but I have a boyfriend, you know, that I've been living with 14 years. And then she started telling me that the man that supposedly is her boyfriend, he's actually married to another woman, but they're separated supposedly, and it's just that he can't afford to pay the cost for whole divorce, you know, sort of thing. And she tells me that her boyfriend, this man, wants to get her to pay for the expenses of going through the divorce with that woman. She also said that basically this man is abusive towards her and so forth, and a lot of things. So, you know, but it's kind of like, I'll be honest, I wanted to perhaps explore some possibility of friendship with her. So I said, would you like to be friends? You know, would you like to give me your number? We can hang out sometime. We can be friends. And she said, oh no, I don't want my boyfriend to find out. Oh no, you know, I don't want any problem. No, I'm sorry. I said, alright, no problem. And guess what happens a few minutes after that? So that happens. I say bye to her. I said, her name was Joanna. So Miss Joanna, it was great running to you. Have a great day. She crossed the street. Matter of fact, she went a different way, and I'm here, you know, walking the other way. Guess what happens? Her husband, this man, his boyfriend, he pulls up. He picks her up and is giving her a ride. And so they pick her up, and he stops right in front of me, and he goes like, yo, you want to talk to my woman, man? What he said. And I said, I'm sorry, I'm not sure what you're saying. We were having a chit chat. What are you trying to tell me? And he called me a bitch. And this woman, she's sitting next to this man in a car, and she doesn't look at my face, and she's just trying to tell, indirectly trying to tell that man, listen, say, oh no, don't worry about it, like, let it go, like. And I'm just like amazed. I'm just like, you know what? This is just so childish. Why would you even go? This is the thing. Yes, this is what happened. And I'm sure every man and at some point every woman would have their own share of the craziest things, which is so relevant. I didn't tell her that I want to have sex with her. I didn't make a proposition to her. I didn't tell her. I simply, as a matter of fact, I told her that, you know, this is the thing I did tell her. I said, listen, believe it or not, I'm 34, and to this day I haven't had a relationship with a woman because I really want that relationship be through marriage. And this is one thing I told her. Matter of fact, I did mention this to her. So it's not that I told her that I want to have sex with her. It's not that I was trying to, you know, basically hit on her in that way or anything like that. You know, as a matter of fact, she's telling me all these things about her boyfriend being abusive and so forth. I was like, you know, we can be friends. Nothing wrong with friends. Do you know what I mean? And sure, yeah, why not? If we really mutually come to the point where we feel like, you know what, we feel like we're good friends and we can have some future together, why not? You know what I mean? But can you believe this, like a little kid, this bitch, she goes and tell this man that basically, oh, this guy told me such a thing, or I don't know, maybe she told her even some other version of what I really told her. You know what I mean? I don't know. It's so stupid, you know. And you see, this is the problem we have in this world, you know. Somebody making a mess and basically problem. It's just so childishness. I'm sorry, I just have nothing to say about this. There's no words that can properly express this phenomenon, you know. It's just so crazy. Don't tell me you're female and nobody ever comes to you and tries to talk to you. You know what I mean? I'm a man, and there are fucking happens so many times that they're either female or man. Yeah, gay men, I believe they are. They approach me and at some point they try to, yes, they actually make a proposition. They make a sexual comments or sexual proposition, if you will, or, you know, they make some friendship offer or something. And I really have to be forward. And I tell them that, listen, I have no problem being friends with you. It's just that I'm straight and I'm not attracted to man, so it's alright, we could be friends, and I don't see anything wrong with that whatsoever. It's just that, just so you know, nothing
as far as romantic is gonna happen between us, okay? I don't think so. I hope not. You know? Better say. Seriously. Oh my gosh, you know. It's just that, you know, we have so many other shit in this world that is happening, and you really have to try to create some other problem. That is just sick, man. I have absolutely nothing to say about it. Alright, y'all fellas, have a great day to yourself, okay, man? I'll talk to you soon. Bye.